The more skill you have, the more versatile ideas that you will explore. Okay, so how do you do it? All right, you have to be consistent in one of these three. One of these three things I'm going to show you right now. I got it written down right here on these post-it notes. All right, so you have to be, and it can be one of these three. It doesn't have to be all of these. So one possibility is that you are consistent with the same subject. For example, let's say you liked goldfish. Goldfish was your thing, and you like to draw or paint goldfish all the time. Every day, all the time, that's all you painted. In a very short while, you would become the goldfish expert. You see what I'm saying? So you might focus on goldfish for a whole entire month, and I guarantee you that you will get bored because you'll get so good. But the minute that you get bored, people are like, oh, he's the goldfish person. You see what I'm saying? All right. Number two, all right. So this is one avenue. Number two is you want to stick to the same medium. What I mean by that is you might paint or draw on the same exact surface. Let's say it's wood. Maybe you do all your work always on pine. Well, over time, you would be known as the person who just does all their work on pine. Or you might have a very specific color palette. Okay, that might be your thing, where you might stick with primary colors all the time, or all your colors might be more darker in value. All right, so that could be your thing. Or down here for tool, you might be the person who does all their drawings with a ballpoint pen, or a ballpoint pen in watercolor. Or you might be a watercolor expert who only paints barns. You see what I'm saying? So you can combine these things, but what is the most important thing you do is that you stay consistent of painting in the same medium and the same exact subject, or always do the same subject, but you could use different mediums. You see how that works? And then lastly, I just kind of mentioned it here. Once you have your subject that you do, and once you do use your medium here, you might have a little bit of a detail in that subject matter. For example, let's say, look at this. Here's a good example. I'm going to hold this up to the camera here. Now, look how I drew these eyes over here. You see that? If I did a series of things and kept using these style of eyes, you would find a consistency. Look at this. Now this eye over here is slightly different than this one over here. If I drew all my characters with this style eye, there would be a consistency. If you go watch a Pixar film and notice all the eyes across all of the films are all done exactly the same. So that is going to create some consistency. So you either have to have a consistency in some area here. Now, if you're sitting back there thinking, oh my gosh, what do I do? Well, I would start off by going like, what is it that you want to draw and draw well? Do you want to do architecture? Do you want to do characters? Do you want to draw little people? Start there and commit to that for over 30 days and draw something over and over and over again. Or you might say, hey, listen, I want to do all my drawings with a ballpoint pen. Well, commit to that for 30 days. Don't go away from that. Just stick with it. And then you might find a particular, like you might draw your trees in the same exact way. You see what I mean? So the key is to stay consistent in one of these three ideas. All right, so with that being said, let me kind of walk you through a journey that I went through that I got rather successful at. So up here in this, let me pull this down here. Up here, this is a small little sketchbook, and this is just studying like figure drawing and stuff. And you could see just general figure drawing, some gestures. Okay, let's turn it over here. And then I get to this page here. And all of a sudden, I've created something of common elements. You see, it's a thickness of the black line. There's something here. So then I might take maybe this object right here and explore that. So let's happen. Wow, look at that. I started thinking of all the different ways that I could draw a skull. We'll see, within this realm, these all look like they're in the same exact style. Now I could start applying like, okay, I'm going to draw an eye like an X all the time, or I'm going to use my teeth like this. Now I could start to see what that might look like in different animals or people or little monsters. You see what I'm saying? So what's key is that you stay consistent by using one of these three things. What is Krista says, so always draw goldfish with the same eyes on pine wood. Yes, that's exactly right, Christus. And you would do that for an entire month. And that would start to solidify your style. You will discover something. Now, you might set off and do that, but by the time you get to the end of the month, something might click. Now, here is an example, okay? And I'm going to show it to you. Let's see. Here's a sketchbook of mine that I started learning. Let's see, where is it? Okay, so this is a very old sketchbook when I first started drawing, and I got to, let's get to this page right here. One day, I decided to pick up a brush and India ink. So I started to just draw straight up with India ink. And I just kept going at it. There was here, this is from Calvin and Hobbes. So I kind of liked his style. I copied that for a little while, created my own characters. And so as this goes on, you could see that I stuck with drawing with India ink. So this goes on for quite some time. Look, trying different things, still sticking with mainly India ink, influenced by Calvin and Hobbes a little bit. Create these two little characters, all right? So we keep going with that. Let me switch now. So then I continue that process. I didn't know where I was going. All I knew was I kind of liked drawing with India ink, all right? All kinds of different characters, didn't really know where it was going. And then, lo and behold, let's get over here. Started doing some caricatures of people, okay? Started working with some of this texture here. And then one day, I hit this. And I thought, well, that is very interesting here. So let me see what I could do with that. And so then I did this. And now look, there's the consistency. You could see the eyes are consistent. You can see these hands are consistent. You see these Mickey hands. And so then I just started exploring what can I do, even the square format. You see that? So then I kept kind of playing with this idea of, oh, can I create a generic form? What about if I break this up? And so all of this started developing into a very unique and interesting style. And I kept going with it. Just kept trying different things. Okay? I get to here, and now I'm ready to try something. And so let me bring out this book. Now this turned into this style of illustration, which I ended up putting a portfolio together, and I got a rep and ended up getting these illustrations in newspapers and Wall Street Journal magazines. I got these in. This was earlier on of just trying to develop the style. This was for a client who wanted a logo. This is also for a magazine. Some personal work. This was for behind a bus station. This was for Wall Street Journal. This was a Christmas card for a school play, believe it or not. And this also was for the Wall Street Journal. So anyways, that kind of gives you an idea of how you can develop your own style. I know this is short, it's sweet, but I don't need to overcomplicate it. Like I said, stick to a consistent subject, a certain medium, and then tie over certain details, and you got this. Hey, my name's Kurt. I'm a dad who draws. Hey, make sure that you subscribe to the channel, follow us, join our Facebook group, because I'd love to help you improve. All that stuff is in the description. Thanks for watching, everyone. Have a great night. Go out there. Make your day great. Bye-bye. Find the off button here.